guys have audio? I
Do you not?
do not. No.
Oh, well, I do.
Okay.
Hello.
Are we there?
We're here.
We're here? Guys, hello and welcome. August 11th, 2020. A day that will be remembered in Jomboy media history. 250th JJR episode. No Jomboy today. He had to tap out after his morning show. McDougal, his cute little puppy, we think got bit at the dog park. Thoughts and prayers. I think we do have an update that everything is going okay. Stepping up to the plate, top prospect. The scouts have been saying lots of things about him. Big baby David, you're up. There it is.
Bang.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm well. We've had ourselves a little morning here,
A little
Jake.
bit, yeah. How you feeling?
A little nervous.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. My throat was not ready to have to speak for an hour.
Yeah. It's
but
okay.
That's fine.
It's okay.
Little cough going. Not the virus.
Wow.
Maybe. I don't know.
Oh boy, tough. Ep 250 off to a tough start. No, it's man, it's funny. And someone messaged us, not Mr. Moon, who has been a big fan of JJR from the start. Not Mr. Moon. One of the best names on Twitter when you think about it, because we know who he's not.
Such a good name.
He's not Mr. Moon. He messaged us and he was like, 250 today, big day, and it's funny. Tuesday Monster kicks in. Everyone tweet their love at Jim. Jim gets enough Astros trolls in his Twitter every day. Tweet him some love. I think Mac will be good. I've been mentioning Noodle got bit once, and it's it's the worst feeling in the world. We did get the update from Jim in this chat. Oh,
pre-show.
okay.
He said Mac is okay. They're running to the vet, getting cleaned up, all that.
Okay, good. So we'll probably see Jimmer later. Maybe we won't. Maybe catch your breath. Do whatever you need to do. But yeah, tweet some love at Jim. He gets enough crapola. But we're here doing it on a Tuesday. Classic. The JJR crew knows.
Brutal Tuesday monster today.
So yeah, and we're coming live from the Roosevelt studio. We both have new Roosevelt shirts on rsvlts.com/Jomboy. We got the big box today. Both of these are new ones. BBD's going with a stylish chic Space Jam. It kind of leaks BBD.
It was the perfect shirt for me. I was poking through a little bit when we first got the box. I was like, all right, I'm going to claim one today, but which one's it going to be? This one called my name immediately.
It plays, man. It plays for you. I'm not sure what this is. I think it's just designs.
Yeah.
Shapes.
It almost looks like cards, the white parts, but
so go check
tiles.
out Roosevelt's RSVLTS. We love them. They love us. They're the best.
They also sent us a bunch of masks.
Yeah, we're probably going to give some stuff away. If you guys have an idea or suggestion, send us so much stuff, so we're open to whatever. David, how was your weekend?
Weekend was good.
Yeah?
Quick note on the masks again. I got a Step Brothers mask, which got me pretty happy because that's one of my top 5 movies. Space Jam is also probably in my top 10.
Wow.
Just by cultural impact, and not by quality necessarily.
Yeah, Roosevelt's has a pretty cool thing figured out. We've talked to them a little bit, but they got with one movie company, and they figured out the details you need to figure out to sell something from their movie. And now they've got a pretty cool thing. So they've got Space Jam, they've got
Ghostbusters,
The Office. They're killing it. We really
cool.
like them. They really like us. So, what'd you get into? Anything good? Trying to think.
This weekend, what did I do?
You did not sleep at the office.
Yeah, didn't sleep at the office.
Huge.
Because Sunday we were here most of the day.
Yeah.
And but I was done by 7, 8.
Yeah.
I think I stuck around a little longer. Got ahead on the Rob Lowe interview that just dropped today, talking baseball. Check it out. I stuck around a little bit to get that good to go, and because Jimmy was doing the breakdown stuff, and I don't know. Never know if he needs help on some part of that.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. I mean, I think we talked about it a little bit on Talking Baseball. Maybe we didn't, but it's crazy to see. It's crazy to see it happen, and now that it's so big, it's crazy. I mean, to see the level it's reached when people start tweeting at Jim and everything. But yeah, I mean, I remember the original And we haven't had a Yankees walk-off yet, but that used to be Jimmy's thing. I mean, there'd be a walk-off, and Jimmy would, like, lock in for an hour and do a ton of work, and it's crazy. And people don't realize the time that goes into the breakdowns. And go check out the Laureano breakdown because, I mean, he digs up the whole history of it. It's not clipping a pitch and talking over it. It's really good stuff. So shout out to him. I'm trying to think what I got into this weekend. We had Yankees baseball. We've got a Peloton. I got Peloton shoes. I tried it out. I did a 10-minute class. Not very rigorous, I'll be honest with myself. But it's kind of cool. I get it. Like, you get on and you get it, so that's cool. We'll see if I start doing it. That being said, I went and played basketball this morning. Huge. And my girlfriend was pretty mad at me that I didn't ride the Peloton. She was like, that's why.
Just bought this.
That's why we got the Peloton. So that was okay. I actually, shout out to Joe. I met up with a guy who's a fan, and he's a basketball coach at Cornell. And he was like, hey, if you're around, let's get buckets. So we did it. I sent him to the wrong court. So it was a tough start. Actually, it was a miscommunication. I won't give away too much, but there are 2 basketball courts in New York that are both at the same street number in different parts of the city, and the parks are named the same thing. So
is it like technically the same park but 2 different sides, or
no? It's a totally different part of town, and the funniest part of it that has a full Jake twist to it is that he was like confirming the address. Cause dude, I was like, hey, to get in the office and do everything, like we got to meet up at like 6:45 a.m., which is a tough ask for a lot of people. So we did that, and the biggest miscommunication is I live like kind of up there on the Upper East Side, and so he asked, and he's like, so is it in this neighborhood? He asked if it was in Brooklyn, and I was like, no, dude. I replied UES, Upper East Side. He thought when I typed UES that I just misspelled yes in capitals, which is kind of a Jake move, so I get it. Yeah, so that was a tough feeling for a little bit. Luckily, he was driving. He was able to get there in time, and we got some buckets. We played one-on-one. He beat me 11-5. He kind of gave me the work. He's like a 6'1" forward type, which is a tough matchup for me. As a 5'6.5" shooting guard type. Point forward.
It's not a great one-on-one.
It was tough. I missed a lot of shots to start, and then I got it going late, but it was a little too late, so that was all right. But that was funny. It was nice. It was nice again. But
I got into it a little last night playing some shooty hoops.
Yeah?
And by that, I mean my brother was playing with our, 13-year-old neighbor across the street. Quasi-babysitting him, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know.
Sure.
His mom was running out, so it was like, yeah, we'll play basketball with him for the 30 minutes you're going to be out.
Yeah. Quasi-babysitting.
Usual routine for us. Typically, he comes to our house and we have
What's the game? Do you guys play horse or something, or is it?
We do a 2-on-1
nice
thing, because which kind of becomes 1-on-1, but whoever is with him kind of has to not try. So I kind of like being the one. In that,
yeah.
My brother, for visual purposes, he's 4 inches taller than me and actually played basketball.
Sure.
I don't know if you could tell by my appearance, I didn't actually play.
Miles and miles of heart.
But I have fun.
Yeah.
And when he's not trying very hard, it's kind of an even matchup.
Okay.
It's as even a matchup as my brother chooses for it to
be. Yeah. It's one of those.
But also, we normally play in our driveway with our hoop, but last week with the tropical storm, our one casualty, we had to replace a gutter because a tree fell on the house. But the only real casualty was our basketball hoop that got kind of demolished. But
damn,
sad because I play a lot of basketball in my front yard. But
very sad.
I interrupted you getting to something else.
No, you're okay. I wanted to, people are a lot of baseball jokes in the chat that BBD got the call up from AAA. Getting the call from AAA too. Zach Esposito in the producer chair. You do produce a few things for us now, but did you do a week of JJR? Did we swap you guys for a week or something?
I did an ep where BBD was home
Oh,
right.
You guys
Dentist.
phoned. Yeah.
No, dentist day Luke was here. That was like our first week back in the office.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys
and I
phoned
think it was
in.
end of the same week.
Okay.
We did, maybe it was the next week.
But all I know was
like
there was a lot of
weekend.
streaming you guys in. We had to call Jimmy in on the Bluetooth at
Oh,
one point.
that's right. That's right. Well,
July 4th weekend, we all wanted a 5-day weekend, and Zach lives like 10 blocks from here. So it's like
not even.
like
yeah.
5. You have like 5
Give
blocks.
your
from
exact
here.
address.
10-minute walk.
Tell us
10
where you.
minutes. I had the 10 number.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So it's
we
like you came in when I was home.
it's cool to see, and everyone in the chat. I mean, it's not to go down memory lane again, but BBD kind of got his start with Jomboy Media, just kind of being the law in the live periscopes. Is that right?
Kind of. I guess to an extent, I was being what Abe is.
Right.
Although I don't think on Periscope it actually had rules. He would just, he
Right.
just knew I would be in every Periscope and just said BBD watch the chat.
We monitored, and now look. And Espo, you used to edit some burns for us.
Oh, yeah. Everyone's favorite content.
And now,
My favorite.
I mean, Espo, some of the stuff you do editorially makes our stuff look so good, and some of it's so bad. I don't know how you do it. So, really cool. And then going back, I guess in the same timeline, me and Jimmy, and I feel like we say this every maybe 50 episodes, so we're at 250. We started JJR as just a practice ground to get better, because we both decided to go full-time with it. And the original idea was, I like sports, let me talk sports for a little bit. Jimmy likes silly stuff, he'll talk silly stuff for a little bit. And we wanted to get in front of a mic every morning for an hour just to get better. So that's kind of some full circle stuff. So pretty cool. Thanks for everyone tuning in. And I mean, just craziness. The Rob Lowe interview drops today. It's August 11th. Maybe not a big one in Jomboy media history, but definitely of note. One of note. So with that, I think we'll go to the sports. Do we have the soundboard? Are we soundboard functional?
The sports sound isn't on there. News is.
I know the news is here.
You guys know I have a trumpet built in my body, so yeah. That's not bad, BBD. It's not like theater quality like mine, but everyone knows what's going on. In the sports, Draymond gets fined for comments about Devin Booker, saying he needs to get out of Phoenix. Half tampering, half rude, half just Draymond being Draymond a little bit. Dame Lillard and Paul George beefing. This is a lot of fun. We talked about this briefly on Talking Sports this week. Pretty hilarious. Henderson Alvarez signs with the Pirates. 7 MLB games since 2014. Huge. Dietrich to the Rangers. Again, some deep cuts baseball, but we like to do that. The Plesac Clevinger thing. Oh, my God. That's pretty wild for the Cleveland Indians. Guy's taking it seriously. Kind of cool, kind of bad. Mad bum to the IL. That makes sense. He's looked very bad. Stroman opting out. As Metsy as it getsy. The Knicks signed Kenny Payne. We might have a little more insight on that than normal with BBD from the Talking Knicks crew. And MLB is considering a playoff bubble. I love the effort, Big Baby David. That was pretty good. BBD, what jumps out to you, my man? I mean, do we want to get the Knicks stuff out of the way? Because we probably not a deep dive on Kenny Payne, but it's something of note.
Let's get there.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay. The Knicks signed Kenny Payne. He's a assistant coach from Kentucky. Was that the title?
I believe he's their lead assistant, yeah.
I think the storyline that if we're zoomed out on a JJR level is that the Knicks kind of have a plan. If it's the right plan, we don't know. And if you're a Knicks fan, it usually means no. But they have a plan. They've got all these guys who are connected, Worldwide Wes, Leon Rose, and now they bring in Kenny Payne from Kentucky. Supposedly he's pretty well connected. He was the big recruiter at Kentucky that gets all the stars that you're familiar with. And apparently he's a good big man coach. So the Knicks have a plan, and that's exciting.
I know. Hey, who knows if it'll turn out right, but at least from the onset of this series of moves, I don't know, I have no complaints. The only complaint I had was like with the original hiring of Leon Rose, because it's like, I don't know, the agent to the GM or whatever his position is, jump is an inexact science. But I haven't disliked anything that's happened.
I mean, they're trying.
Give them a chance. These guys have the benefit of the doubt till they don't. The Knicks organization does not.
Yeah.
The Walt Perrin hire is cool. I don't know.
We'll see. I mean, that's all you can do in Knicks
A couple notes
land.
we have on Kenny Payne are cool.
Yeah, I mean, apparently he was linked to Willie Cauley-Stein's kind of rise and stuff like that. So we'll see. I got a DM from a Kentucky Wildcats fan who's also a Knicks fan who said some really nice things about him and says maybe it'll unlock Knox. We'll see.
I know there were I think I heard there was a petition online by Kentucky fans to be please keep Kenny Payne however you can.
Kentucky, man.
I know over the weekend when the rumors of Kenny Payne coming to the Knicks first started going, there was stuff with he wants to come, but contract stuff, he wasn't going to leave without getting the bag. So the rumor was he was seeking a salary that starts with 2, which would make him the highest paid assistant coach by far. I don't know what that.
No details.
I don't know what he ended up with, but I don't know. I think there was something about his son is at Kentucky now, so whether or not he wanted to coach him, needed the bag to leave that opportunity. And people have said, and obviously you can leave and still come back and be the replacement for Cal one day, but people have said he might be the guy who replaces Cal at some point, which I feel like it's tough to leave that situation unless you're getting a big sum of money or you really like what the Knicks are doing.
Well, a lot of guys are either going to be beloved by Knicks fans or kind of hurt their future career. So we'll see with that. I think the other New York team that kind of mimics the Knicks, as Metsy as it getsy, Stroman stays on the IL. He's been hurt. And then he decides to opt out after he hits his service time to hit free agency. And it's really a brutal break as a Mets fan. I know people want us to twist the knife and do all that. I mean, something like this, you just could not plan for. I mean, this ties into pandemic. This ties into, everything. He wasn't supposed to get hurt. If he was already pitching, he
already had the injury.
So, and I think there's fans mad at Stroman, the walking away thing that a lot of the athletes and guys were tweeting out. I think Plouffe had it, Middlebrooks. Teams navigate and dance around service time all the time for
every
young
year.
guys. And Stroman kind of did the same thing. He hit his number that he needs to get to for free agency. The Mets are losing a lot of games. It's just not worth it for him. So, I mean, it very much sucks for the Mets fans. I get it. That's
a
brutal.
gut punch.
But, again, for some reason, it always happens to this one team. So
way more than any other one, it happens to the Mets. I suppose it doesn't really matter. Was it yesterday was the day he qualified? Because if so, then that's a real gut punch. If he did it over the weekend,
I don't know.
It's the same effect, but
it's the same effect. It's close. It's funny if it's the hour, midnight. I'm out.
What if he did the wrong math?
The part that really sucks, and I guess you can't share that information because if the Mets found out, then I think they can play tampering card and stuff, and it can get ugly.
Say that's what you.
But they were expecting him to do a rehab start. I think either today or Thursday or something. So really brutal for the Mets fans and Stroman. I mean, as a business decision, it's good. It's not the best look from him because, yes, obviously you can play the COVID card, and COVID's scary, and we get it. But the timing and everything you're saying.
It's a combination of the things. It's not just the COVID stuff. It's not just the injury stuff.
And, he's a guy that talks a lot of smack, and he was saying, watch out for the Mets this year and watch out for me, and now he's out. So interested to see what kind of payday he gets. Little guy. He's got some good numbers. He's got some not as good numbers.
Up years, down years, the build scares you. But by doing this, he will be, since it wasn't a major calf injury, whatever.
I think it was a strain. He when he got hurt, he was like, "I'll be back soon." He was like, "It's not a major injury," which a lot of players say that, so I'm not going to give him that. But
he thought he was missing a starter too.
Tough for the Mets. No Syndergaard, no Stroman.
They went from a pretty damn good top 3 and therefore whole rotation depth to DeGrom, and that's it. One of
the scariest playoff teams you could run into in a 3-game series to. Now they're probably not doing it. So what else around baseball? Dietrich to the Rangers. They need some bats. Hopefully he can be okay for them. Henderson Alvarez, do you have anything on that? Do we
Just
care about
cool.
that? Yeah, just a fun baseball story.
Pirates are kind of a weird team to end up with because, they're not trying, but also, I don't know.
And there's the Josh
He was
Bard.
an all-star the last full year he played.
Look at that. And there was the Josh Bard thing earlier this year. So it's fun to see these guys. And it's one of the perks of the baseball and the analytics stuff that's going on right now. Like, if you can find it, you'll find a way. You can send people numbers that'll open up eyes for you, so that's cool. And then the other big story from baseball, Zach Plesac has a nice start for the Indians. He goes out in Chicago. He comes back. He was caught going out, and the team basically sends him home. The players rally together, and they're like, hey, man, we can't do this. And so let's walk through the timeline a little bit because it's important. So this happens with Plesac. The team says, you can't be here. You can't sit with us. And everyone's like, hey, good job, Indians. Band together. Take this seriously, blah, blah, blah. I looked at the schedule yesterday and realized that Cleveland had a double off week. So if there was ever a week that it was okay sending home a starting pitcher, especially on the team with probably the best starting pitching so far, this week was convenient. So I was like, okay, fair all around. It would have been interesting to see if they had an 8-game week to see if they would have handled it the same way. I think they would have, and that's the other big part about this is Carlos Carrasco, another starting pitcher on the staff, is a cancer survivor, and apparently that makes you higher risk. So everyone's got stuff going on about that, and that's also very fair. And then it comes out Clevinger, who's kind of a friend. Jomboy was just on the Boar Bites with him, and he said Clevinger's a cool guy. Asked Jomboy to do his Clevinger impression. It's always a sight to see. And his whole thing on Boar Bites was yeah, man, it's just weird. With Corey Kluber gone, who had been the ace of that staff, Cy Young winner, that he was the leader. He was the first guy in, for last guy out, and you take responsibility for everybody. And Clevinger tells a story how he was supposed to show up for weigh-ins the first day, and there was 2 weigh-in times, and he looked at the wrong one or whatever. And he was like, dude, I felt awful, and I got yelled at, and it's I can't be that guy anymore. Yeah. So now it comes out that he was out with Plesac and somehow got by security or whatever they were doing. And now it went from a fun team bonding story to
this is a mess.
Now you've got
kind of weird that Clev got away with it too, because he's also the more recognizable look. I have no idea what Plesac looks like. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's a lot of baseball players.
Yeah,
I think he's got a cool sleeve tat.
Yeah, he's got the tattoos, the long hair. He's a recognizable guy. I think. He's got a grill thing going. Something with the mouth.
Tattooed lip or something.
Yeah,
something cool. We sound old.
Yeah. There were the rumors that Plesac, they were gonna have him do a bullpen thing. They're gonna kind of skip a start anyway because they have kind of the same schedule the Yankees have this week. I think they had a day off yesterday and Thursday or something. And
it went from young and dumb. Zach Plesac's young, he's figuring it out. And Trevor Plouffe,
everyone's okay.
Trevor Plouffe kind of said it best. He was his tweet said, it used to be, having a good game and being, young and out in Chicago. That's the dream as a ball player. And someone in the chat, Real D50, says Dan Plesac still pitches. It's actually his nephew, Zach Plesac. So if that's a baseball cut for you. But yeah, it went from okay, young, dumb player, didn't take Corona seriously enough. Whatever, he's going to learn his lesson. The team's united, cool. To now, two of the guys on a 5-man staff with another guy who's a cancer survivor and high risk kind of screwed him. So I don't know, man.
They're both kind of out now because Plesac was sent home and now Clev has to quarantine. I don't really know what the rules are there as far as the self-quarantining stuff because he isn't
I think
in trouble with the league.
Right. Because in theory, I think you can still do that. I think the team made their own rules that you can't go out when you're on the road.
I think as long as he still passes the test.
So I think that's what they're going to do. I'm assuming they're still going to test them for 4 or 5 straight days, and if they're okay, they'll bring them back. But yeah. What are you thinking, Espo? I see you thinking over there.
No, just that Jimmy is in the chat.
What did he say?
I don't know if you've noticed. He's been contributing just a little bit.
Is he Jeffrey Carey?
He said there's rumors that it was a Clev lookalike.
Oh,
sent
that's
by the
him.
White Sox. Yeah.
Okay, so Jimmy's coming out from the Jomboy Media. Okay. Rumors was a Clev lookalike sent by the White Sox. I'll say something, and I'm interested to check with Jimmy later today or tomorrow. The couple times I've missed things, I've missed a couple Talking Yanks. I think I've maybe missed one or two JJRs. It's a weird feeling because you definitely want to be involved, but you kind of feel like you're shooting from the hip in the chat.
Oh, yeah.
Like you almost feel like you have more power.
When I missed that JJR, I think I went nuts in the chat that day.
Yeah. So, that's Jimmy is starting. Well, no, Jimmy's heard rumors that there was a Clev lookalike sent by the White Sox, which is a tough lookalike to get a crab of. But I don't like it.
Hey,
rumors.
I don't know if he's kidding or if that's actually what he's heard. I haven't talked to him about it. But the part of the report last night when the Clev stuff came out is that Clev did defend Plesac in the team meeting.
Yeah.
It's so either way, playing devil's advocate, whatever, it seemed like everyone else, from what we know, everyone else, it seemed like agreed with send him away, and he was kind of the one defending him. So either way, he's being the weirdo, whether or not he was actually out with him.
I mean, I think the way to go with it is, imagine if Plesac brought back a girl and someone just saw the long hair. Like a really tall volleyball girl or something.
Yeah, just two guys.
I think it was Clev. Jimmy said he just heard that.
Yeah.
So
one more that I don't know if you noticed from earlier. The only reason I could tell it was definitely Jimmy in the chat is that he said he's in the same parking lot where he witnessed the hand job.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, we've got a lot of listeners that like to enjoy JJR.
Yeah.
See you in 15 minutes. We better get moving, BBD, before he tries to snipe us.
Shit.
NBA action. Let's see, what do we got? Dame Lillard and Paul George beefing. That's actually fun. Draymond, I kind of don't care about. It's Draymond being Draymond, just talking word vomit.
It's also a week old now.
Yeah. Dame Lillard and Paul George was really good. Dame Lillard misses 2 free throws with the game on the line. Paul George and Pat Bev talk some smack. Pat Bev always talks smack, so you're used to that. You're not used to seeing Paul George.
The two stars go at it in the Instagram comments.
Yeah, and then they go at it in the IG comments in the bubble. Dame has an interview, and he's like, "Man, I've beaten both these guys. Last year in the playoffs, I hit the shot over Paul George. Like the fact that they're talking about me, I sent them home. Is almost a sign of respect, which was kind of good by Lillard. And then what was it? Was it Dame Lillard's sister or was it Dame Lillard's girlfriend that was talking smack about Paul George? I think it was Dame Lillard's sister
an Instagram
talking smack about Paul George because I believe he, what's the tasteful way to say it? I think he has a baby with a stripper.
Yeah.
Ex-stripper.
Yeah,
I don't know if they're married now.
They
I'm
got
not
married
sure
at
of the
one
love
point.
dynamics. But they went back and forth about that, which is really fun. So Dame's sister and Paul George's wife or baby mama or whatever it is, they were beefing in the Instagram comments. So yeah, it's a little kiddish, but kind of fun, right?
Yeah, fun story. It's nice, fun to. We haven't had drama in the NBA in a little bit. Just with COVID. This is the first kind of personal thing to happen in the bubble.
That's the best way to say it, BBD. I kind of haven't been hooked into the bubble at all. And it is Paul George's wife, I believe. And I think a cow was referenced. Blake Paxton in the chat mentioned that. So that's when you know you got a good fight going on. But no, the bubble has somewhat picked up. We're going to have an 8th seed playoff game in the West. That's going to be fun. The game last night between Denver and the Lakers was intense. It came down to the end, like LeBron, Anthony Davis, Kuzma with the game winner.
Dove in on that on Wake and Jake. Check that out.
The bubble's going, so I'm excited for that, and I think that's probably the news. I think anything else, BBD, before the half?
Let's go to half.
Do we have a whistle? Do we need that? Okay, well then we got a whistle.
It's not on that board, but
hit a sound effect. There you go. There's the halftime whistle.
Passin'.
What are we doing for?
I wasn't
halftime stuff. You don't get
able. I have a rodent if
no.
So Zach has to go find us
Zach,
a rodent.
you have to pick
this
a
month,
rodent.
I'm not sure if you're familiar with the way.
So we've got some news for you,
Oh,
Zach.
boy.
So if you, I have a rodent.
No,
It'll be tomorrow's rodent.
Okay.
So this month,
you have
the thing I'm reviewing is rodents. Last month was ice cream. The month before was states.
So normally, last month, you'd be like, oh, the first half was cookie dough because there were some good chunks of information, and I really like
stuff around it was whatever.
This month is rodents. Mm-hmm. So whatever rodent you feel was most like the first half.
It's representative.
Okay.
This month, to be fair,
I have an angle here.
Okay.
But,
do you have one ready to go?
I think so.
Okay. To be fair, this month has been less about comparing it to the half.
Yeah.
I've been finding a way to link it, but it's been sort of like
You've
a 1 minute
been digging
book
deep
report.
for rodents.
Seems tough.
But if you have one ready to go, let's hear it.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm stealing one that's been done already. I don't know what has been done already.
I don't think
We're
so.
only like 3 rodents
BBD
deep.
did some deep cuts, so I think you're
I haven't
good.
had any basic rodents.
I was going to go capybara.
Okay.
Oh, the people have been asking for
big.
capybara.
It's a good one.
I didn't know if that was a big ask or not. But
people have been wanting
is.
them.
As far as I understand, it is the largest rodent.
Probably.
I think it is.
In my head, it's the largest.
Rodent.
And I think that applies to today because this is a big show.
Big baby David.
Big show. Big baby David is on the show, in a bigger role.
Wow.
I like it.
Big show.
I'm looking at a capybara with its babies.
Yeah. And they'll
let's see if that can.
You might need some scale. The capybara is twice that, the biggest rodent on Earth. These impressive semi-aquatic mammals are found throughout northern and central South America. I think a little fun fact from what I've got, the Denver Zoo, not to give too much away, but if you walk in, you are greeted by the friendly capybara. BBD just sprinted out. Is that a bathroom break?
Weird show today.
Yeah. Did he just get excited? Is Jimmy locked out? Does Jimmy have a key to the office? That was a thing for a little bit.
He called
I think
me.
we got one.
Called me once to see because he didn't have his key. I think he either left it in the office or he and Katie both didn't have keys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's got one now. So
he should have one.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Jack and Zake is what I was about to say. So
Jack and Zake.
Jack and Zake.
Chat is very happy with the capybara pick.
Yeah, man. That's you did the chat good.
Boy, I feel like I stole a big one from BBD's list, though.
It was. Got a tough month. He's been digging deep, though, so it's okay. I think you're all right. Though a small invasive population has been seen in Florida.
There's always something going on.
Capybara, Florida. Yeah, that feels like. Hashtag Florida.
Are you good?
Yeah, right?
I just had to pee really badly.
That coffee ran through you, huh?
Yeah, well, when I realized I was going to have to be on the show, I downed the coffee pretty quick.
Oh, nice. Hit the on knob. Hit the on knob. All right. I think that's a halftime. Great rodent. Zach has some remorse for stealing. Like, that's a big one.
Yeah, it's a big one off the board, but...
It's okay.
That's fine.
The biggest one
literally.
off the board.
Yeah.
Quite literally the biggest one off the board.
But I don't think I would have had a better time to use it.
I was racking my brain.
It's tough. It's a tough ask.
Yeah.
It's a tough. Like, is a squirrel a rodent?
Yeah.
I would have copped out there, but that's why you're Z-Man.
I'm going to have to choose carefully when I do just squirrel, chipmunk, rat.
You got to save those. You got to have an ace in the hole. Do you want to run through the news? You want me to run through the news?
I can do it.
Okay.
We have the news sound bite in there.
I read the news today, oh boy.
Excited.
And though the news was rather sad, well, I just had to laugh.
Well, it's 6 o'clock. Time for the news.
A man smuggled 4,700 leeches in his carry-on bag. It's just madness. Bikers throng South Dakota town despite COVID threat. Nudist chases wild boar who snatched his laptop. High school that suspended the teen who tweeted photo of crowded hallway on the first day of school has 9 COVID cases. Hasbro pulls the doll we talked about last week after the online petition called out the inappropriate button. And a Florida man who survived a gator bike attack was attacked by a shark.
I read the news today, oh boy.
Anything pop out to you, Jake?
You're good. I like singing. So we always love a good follow-up story, and the Hasbro doll from last week with the button.
Button on the bajingo.
Button on the bajingo is a good way to label it. I was going to say kind of the gooch area on a kid's doll. That was a bad look. Glad they pulled it. Cooler heads prevailed. Hope somebody lost their job. Well, I don't... Whoa.
Hope somebody got in trouble.
I hope somebody got a stern talking to. Hope they didn't lose their job.
From parents and a petition.
What jumps out to you, BBD? What was... Now, you produced JJR.
Yeah, usually in the one that...
So you're usually putting these up here. I mean, which one, when you put it up, gotcha?
Well, I put Wild Boar in the title.
Okay.
We can go there first. I haven't really fully read it, but the picture's funny.
Nudist
I don't know,
chases.
Zach, if you have the capability to put the picture up.
Wow. Shots
Picture
fired.
The nudist chasing after the boar.
It is a good
who stole his
picture.
Laptop.
Okay.
It is a good picture.
We have the screen sharing on there. It might be one press away.
Yep.
The link should be in the first set of stuff.
Okay.
In the Jomboy and Jake radio doc.
The picture...
I will find this.
I'll describe it for our podcast listeners and while we get it up there. It looks like a nice park scene. Very lush environment. Looks like there's a trail that maybe heads off in the distance. There's a bunch of people sitting around. And there's a chubby, naked older man chasing what looks like a mama boar and two baby boars.
Yeah,
and he's got his laptop.
Apparently. So there's other families at the park.
Yeah.
Presumably
And I mean, now that you look,
picture.
it looks like there's a group of people sitting to the right, and it looks like there's two nudists there, potentially.
Nudist community.
Nudists. I could get it.
I can't tell if the gentleman on the far right of that group. There you go.
There it is.
I can't tell if the gentleman on the far right has pants on. The guy in that middle there, I don't believe has any clothes.
No, that guy looks naked.
This is taking place in Germany.
Okay, Berlin.
Berlin.
German nudist has the last laugh. Oh,
whoa.
What's that mean?
We're
Is he
gonna
gonna eat
have
the
to read
boar?
this whole story.
Chase a wild boar that had run off with his bag containing his laptop. Picture posted on social media shows the naked man running after a sow, and her two piglets. Those are just fun words.
There's
to the mirth. What are these words? To fellow bathers at Berlin's Teufelsee or Devil's Lake. I bet it is.
There's an Instagram meme slideshow of this event.
Oh man, they got another tough angle of 'em. Okay, so now we can see it better. The boar took a big yellow bag. I was wondering what was in his mouth. So he took a big yellow bag that has the laptop in it. Yeah, people on Instagram are having a lot of fun with this picture. And you get why. How does he get the last laugh?
Let's see.
Very focused.
Oh, well, he laughed at the pictures.
Oh, okay. So he's
he
enjoying
agreed it was
it.
It's a funny visual.
I mean, the way they phrased it, I thought we were about to have boar for dinner. Yeah.
Yeah, Dell Lundauer, an acting coach, says she took the pictures, wrote that the man gave his all. Daily reported Friday that the man, who wasn't identified, succeeded in recovering his pilfered laptop. Showed the man the pictures later, and he laughed loudly and authorized me to publish them. Wild boars are commonly
I mean,
found
are
in the
you
forests
kidding
of
me?
Berlin.
You think this nudist guy, this guy who spends his spare time living nude, is going to be embarrassed of nude pictures of him chasing a boar?
He knows he's a nudist.
This is the type of stuff you put on your wall. This is like the end game. I hadn't seen that picture yet. That's really good with the green heart over the man's butt crack, for lack of a better term. Okay, I like this story.
I hadn't connected nudists to. This is perhaps ignorant of me. Nudists and owning laptops kind of didn't go together in my head. I considered them one with nature.
Two separate
so to
entities.
speak.
Yeah. What's
Like a nudist might be watching this. I understand they could be out in the wild, but when I heard it was a nudist interacting with a boar.
Biggest nudist spots in the U.S. What are we assuming? Florida? Arizona?
He might just get a list of nude beaches with that, which is kind of a different thing than nudist like colonies. I don't know. Give it the Google.
Top nude beaches in the U.S. I mean, Miami's got to be up there, right?
I know there's
let's see. California,
New York, that's not far.
Oldest nude beach in the U.S. back to 1967. Bay Area, yeah. I mean, checks off.
Math checks.
Gunnison Beach, Sandy Hook, New Jersey.
Okay.
Not
that far from me.
Interested. Let's see. We got a Hawaii one, more San Fran, Blacks Beach, San Diego, Hawaii, Miami, Martha's Vineyard. Okay. Austin, Texas, and that's obvious. Nudist colonies. I mean, I'm interested.
Not against it.
I try not to be nude at work, but it's tough sometimes.
We get close.
We get close.
Toe the fine line.
Let's see. Ooh, interactive map of nudist colonies. It looks like there's some in Florida. I'd love to do this next spring training trip.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Okay, I've got a map. Looks like we've got some near Tampa. Uh-oh.
Hopefully.
This looks like it was near where we stayed. Paradise Lakes Resort?
Sounds quite familiar.
Is this where we stayed? Did we not know it was a nudist colony?
We didn't take advantage.
Lake Como Co-op?
One of the RV parks that we stayed in.
I'm just
The
saying it's
RV
really
park
close.
part of it.
Are there
That's
any nice
important.
nudist colonies? Or is it everywhere you'd go, you'd walk in and be like, oh my God.
I don't think there's that many nudist colonies you step into and get happy. That's a weird way to phrase it.
Yeah, that kind of sounds like boner stuff.
If you're not among the crew, I don't think there's many places you're like excited about when you find out.
So I've just found this place, the Caliente Club, and they're advertising it as sexy. Like their tagline is, "It's not creepy to follow us."
Oh, well. I got some bad news about the people who feel that way.
Pickleball with a pro, I bet. All right, enough nudist colony.
Let's talk about the leeches.
Okay, go to the leeches, BBD. Run it, kid.
Okay.
It's on you.
Canada finds man after 4,700 leeches carried on plane. What a name. Ippolit Bodounov was detained at Toronto's Pearson International Airport last October. Wow. Throwback. This story was published in May. It showed up on my feed
Hey,
this morning.
sometimes that's how the news travels.
A little behind the scenes on this story specifically. I had a truck spill, but there were no pictures of it, and it wasn't that interesting, so I did a last-second sub for this one, and I needed something to add to the title. Some 4,788 wild live leeches were found in a large reusable grocery bag. Oh, God. The leeches intended for medicinal usage are regulated to control the wildlife trade. 1 or 2 species.
They're disgusting.
Yeah,
they suck blood.
Don't bring them at all, but don't bring them in a grocery bag.
Yeah, on a plane.
There are...
Oh, my God. Dude.
Whatever your purposes are, carry them in medical containers.
Can you actually... Could you actually imagine that feeling? You're on a plane.
You're next to that guy?
Well, you can even go pre-COVID. You're on a plane. You're wondering who's going to be next to you. You've got the open spot for a little bit, and you're like, okay, maybe it'll be open. Maybe it'll be open. Okay, this guy's sitting next to me. Okay, looks like a guy. He's got a bag of something. He opens it, and it's a bag of leeches. Dude, I'm jumping out of there.
Now, this isn't a fresh story, but it's from May. COVID still a big-time thing. This isn't like a year-old story.
Yeah.
So with the COVID stuff still going on, especially the leeches. No.
So, this picture is the most zoomed-in picture of leeches I've ever seen, and I don't like that.
Yeah, I was debating if I should put that up or not. I think that's just a stock photo of leeches, but...
I believe so, too. Mm-hmm. But from there, they look like little tiny snakes, and that's disgusting.
Yep. They're a weird
Which you
girth.
know, but you don't realize until you see it. Like, they've got different colors and scales and stuff, and I would do, isn't there, and I'm assuming that's what, well, actually, I'm not assuming anything with this guy. Jesus.
My
An airport dog discovered them.
the dog sniffed him out.
Jeez.
So he didn't get on to the plane then, I assume.
Tough day.
He didn't. I don't think he got on the plane and then didn't make it through security.
Toronto's International Airport. One of the two
it's international. They
speeches.
could have different rules, but
over hard. Yeah, I don't like it.
I've said before, my brother is like doing a Game of Thrones watch through for the first time. He's like about to get to that Leech part.
My God!
Oh, Mac's here.
We've got a star in the office. A star is born.
Your eye.
Mac, you okay, buddy?
In the eye?
Yeah, got bit right in the eye.
Oh, jeez.
Buddy, it's okay. Yeah, you like David.
He's gonna pee on you if I let him down.
Hi, buddy. Hi, it's okay. It's okay.
Jake is petting Mac.
Fine.
Might pee.
Puppy's playing.
We'll
Big German Shepherd.
Oh
Push
boy.
me back a little bit. Jake's
All right.
camera's
Come out here now.
yeah.
See ya.
We got some contact.
Probably could have held
Mac.
off and bring him to the studio, but
How about that?
I was happy. That was the first time I've met Mac, so it made me kind of happy.
Mac and BBD's on mic debuts. He did maybe mess with my camera. Am I in frame? Zach's doing a lot right now. Zach's double.
I can adjust for you if you need to.
I can slide. We look all right. Okay.
The shake. We just saw the shake and it's pretty fun.
So that's good news. Mac's in good spirits. Jomboy's back. Got to see Katie. Haven't seen Katie in a while. That was
Been
nice.
a couple weeks.
Okay.
For me.
I'm done talking leeches after seeing that cute
good
dog.
segue.
Leeches, kind of my nightmare. When I learned what leeches were, like, they're snakes that just stick to you. Like, the first movie scene, I saw someone go into water and come out covered in leeches. I was like, that is my least favorite thing ever. So that's good. What else do we got, BBD? We did the
Got a
doll.
few. Want to do the bikers
Nudist,
in South Dakota?
Boar. Yeah, bikers wearing thongs. We can hit that quick. That seems like
So
something I'm
it was
familiar with.
such a weird title. I
Yeah.
was kind of excited to hear Jimmy react to that wording. But my understanding is in South Dakota they have this annual bike festival rally thing. At least 100,000 people are expected to attend a 10-day annual Sturgis motorcycle rally in South Dakota's Black Hills from Friday. As opportunities for the local economy have overridden concerns. It could be a coronavirus spreading event. And I think...
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's just a safe assumption. I think coronavirus is on the rise in South Dakota.
Biker throng. I
think that's just another word for gathering.
Yes.
But yeah, so...
Yeah, I think...
Basically, the bikers don't care.
Yeah.
Which I suppose
and
isn't the
that's
most shocking thing if you're going on biker stereotypes.
kind of obvious. Yeah.
South Dakota.
And I'd like to say something outside of that. The biker community, I kind of get it. Like, they get together, these groups of, 100 people, and they just motorcycle around, and they hit up a couple bars, and they do, like, I don't know, they're a crew. It's like instant
Motorcycle
friends.
people find each other.
Yeah.
And I get it. It's a good community.
It's
for
instant
themselves. They're
friends.
probably not my crowd, but that's because I wouldn't have a motorcycle.
Yeah.
If I did, we'd agree on other things.
I'd love to try to blend in for a day.
I'll wear a jacket.
But yeah, 100,000 people. I mean,
That's so many.
I guess the crazy thing is that the biggest get together since Rona?
Probably.
Probably,
I guess at the
right?
beginning of Corona, people probably still had a few concerts and stuff. Probably nothing that big, though.
No.
I still see what the number ends up being, because it's just
Right.
as they're expected to. It's this coming weekend, I believe.
Scary. Yeah, I'm not.
I
not
think,
sure.
maybe this was last weekend. I can't tell.
Friday, August 7th. So did
was
it
this
happen?
weekend. And the picture at the top is from the day before.
So let's see. Did we get enough? 84 arrests, 226 citations, and 18 crashes reported in 24 hours at massive motorcycle rally. So, yeah, let's see if I can get a number on it. But, yeah, it looks like they had a party. Let's see. And the quote they have on this one article is, I don't want to die, but I don't want to be cooped up all my life either. And yeah, that sounds like that mentality.
Sounds right.
Um,
I get it.
yeah. I wish I had a number. They got a quote from a guy who's 66. Okay, dude. All right. I think I'm out of there for now.
Yeah.
when COVID's done, I'm in on the motorcycle culture. Just cruise around. Could be some good Jomboy content.
Cruise around with the boys.
Leeches, bikers, nudists,
and girls.
Hasbro dolls, yeah. High school suspended teen who tweeted photo of crowded hallway.
Had you been following this story? Early
kind
on?
of.
There's kind of been like a new update on it every week because there's the day the pictures went out because it was schools are starting to come back. It's August. I always kind of forget that schools go back in August because Jersey, they always went back in September.
Right.
So you see how early stuff happens.
God.
And it's just like clearly people not wearing masks and not staying apart from each other because how can you in a school?
God.
You can't. And obviously they're young people. They're fine, but they live with parents and see grandparents.
Yeah, I had this conversation with Jess last night, and like the college, like Florida, I think the Florida Gators report back to school next week.
My brother's school just like decided to go all online and stuff, so it's been like, and like other schools are deciding stuff. Robbie just graduated, so he was telling us stuff about Hopkins last week.
It sucks, man. I feel bad for the kids. I don't know what to do, but I don't think you can. Mac just tried to make a run for it in here. I don't know what you do, man, because I don't think you can have kids in school.
I feel like,
but I don't think they're gonna learn at home. I don't know, man.
It's obviously way harder to learn at home. The colleges, I think you could come back. I don't know how you could get people to. You couldn't really enforce people to not like go home. I think that's the way you'd have to do it. Is like they could come back in theory if everyone agreed to just stay the whole time.
Right, and that's what I was thinking. Like a college bubble would be the dream, dude. Are you kidding me?
And if you get it, you also get like the antibodies and stuff. So when you can go back home, you're probably good.
Right, but I think the problem is then.
But you can't force everyone to.
Yeah, I had the realization, had this same exact conversation, and you just think about how many people just regularly leave campus.
Yeah, like every weekend, so many people go home.
It's work or seeing their family or whatever it is. So unfortunately, that bubble won't work. Golly,
but a lot of kids are like not doing it anyway. Obviously, like the campuses are closed. But if you had an off-campus house, like my brother has an off-campus house this year. It's like, well, I have to pay the rent on it, so I'm just going to go live there. We're all online, so I'll just, like, hang out with the boys. I won't come home for a few months. We live with my grandma. It's like, yeah, I won't be here for 5 months or whatever. That's fine. I'll hang out with my friends.
Yeah, it's impossible, man, because the other thing is...
So you can kind of be normal if you're all on your best behavior.
And, dude, think about this. Like, we just talked earlier in this episode about Zach Plesac and Mike Clevinger, like two, I think mid-20s and later 20s guys who went out and, they're dealing with the replications of that. And BBD, I always end up having to give you an apology after an episode because I always talk about being young and dumb. And when I was your age, I did a lot of young and dumb stuff. And I don't want that to be a reflection of you. But I think the thing that I always say is, like, look back at yourself 3 years ago. Like, look at 20-year-old BBD. Would you say he's dumber than you are now? More
dumber.
Yeah.
I'm not horribly embarrassed by him, but dumber.
Yeah, you
should always feel a little bit of shame going back like 5 years. That's kind of how I always operate.
You don't have to always feel shame.
No. It's shame.
No, feel the shame. But yeah, man, I mean, college kids are just dumb. They're going to do dumb stuff, and that's where I talked about it on Wake and Jake, but SEC football, like, I don't know, because I was talking about an SEC football bubble. Like, the kids would be down for that, but kids are also really dumb.
They're also supposed to, like, do school.
There's, like, 80, 18 to 22-year-old kids. They're just going to be dumb. So I don't know about that. I don't know what schools are going to be doing. I feel so bad for teachers.
Yeah.
Like, holy smokes.
They're the ones, like, at risk of catching something if one of them brings it in, along with parents and other stuff and the whole community and all that.
Philip, my cup, 24, asked Jake, have you been to jail? I've been in cuffs. And I went to jail. That's for another time. It was brief. It was an hour or two. Everyone was very nice. Final story. I think we have one more story, right?
Yeah. The
Florida man survives gator bite.
Yeah. This is a quick one.
Florida man who survived gator bite attacked by shark. Okay, so this man already survived a gator bite, and now he's getting attacked by a shark. He's a fisherman in the Keys for lobster. Oh, yeah, I think that That's right. Jess normally goes down. It's lobster season in the Keys, but she canceled it because of COVID. Okay, this is... I mean, hey, this is the dream guy to sit next to at a bar.
Oh, yeah.
Survived a gator attack and a shark attack. So, I don't know. Sweet flex.
Yeah.
Adrian Cutway on the
Got
story.
both. I feel like the gator bite... I feel like people get bit by sharks. Not often, but like I feel like people... We've had a couple shark bite stories recently. We haven't had much gator stuff.
Not a ton of gator stuff.
This is funny stuff, man!
Whoa. Who would you rather...
I didn't do that.
I think Jim's connected to the sound.
Uh-oh.
That's
boy.
a dangerous game.
We're getting slippery. I think you'd rather round the horn. Prefer to be attacked by a gator or a shark? Gator?
I mean, what's the survive?
I think
rate?
I'd rather get bit by a shark. Because gator, I think if they attack you, they want to murder you.
Gators
the sharks
do that thing where they grab you and then they spin really fast.
Right, death roll.
Yeah,
and the gators are
good.
alligators are like one of the fastest
They're
animals.
fast, yeah.
So like you're not outrunning it. Obviously, you're not out swimming a shark, but
Right. And
but sharks don't like want to bite people. They usually, when they bite you, they either think you're a seal.
And everybody says the punch the nose thing, right?
Yeah, they
like I'm
usually
gonna
say
do
like
that.
bite. They usually think you're a seal or you were
Shark
like
story
bleeding.
bad?
They like bite you once and run away because they realize you're not what they want.
Everyone's on Team Gator here, pretty much in the chat too. I don't know. I guess I just feel like if you're in the ocean,
it's the other stuff around being in the ocean that's the scary part about the
like
shark
I'm not a
attacks, and
good
you gotta
swimmer.
swim after.
Like I think I
think
no
I'm a
tr-
decent
Like I
swimmer.
think the gator, he does a damage on me, but I survive. Like I'm on land, I can figure some stuff out.
Probably
Maybe
get
he
behind
bites my
something.
leg off, and then I can like give that to him, and then
I
I'm
don't trust
good.
my speed.
And then like if shark gets you, you're bleeding in the water. I mean, it's game over. All right, I think it's time for bet of the day. It's the bet of the day. Bet of the day. Bet of the day.
Last Thursday, Jake, you.
So
did
I don't know
White
the
Sox and
result of
Brewers.
this.
I just looked it up. Of course, I went away from the page.
Sure.
You had the over
Is it a push?
on 9 for White Sox Brewers on Thursday.
Bold highlighting.
I was just getting to it. The final score was 8-3, so
Let's go.
that means you won and Jomboy agreed.
Let's go. We are back, baby.
Good stuff. Color that.
17
so you're both
and
17
19.
and 19 since
Dude,
since Bet of the Day came back in earnest.
1, 2,
Since we abandoned
3,
the gaming
4,
community.
5. I'm 5-2 on baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that just changed everything
Okay.
around. Okay, so BBD, we need
2,
a baseball bet of the day.
6 of the last 8 overall.
I'm hot. I mean, there's no other way to say it. I'm hot as hell. God, let's see. Cobb versus Wheeler. Don't like that. Lester, Plutko. You know what? I think that's where I'm going. We mentioned the Cubs have been sitting. They've been playing good ball up until then. I think 3 days off, they're just going to take it as rest. I don't think you get rusty. Plutko is getting the start, which I forget if that's replacing Clevinger or Plesac. I think he's replacing Clevinger. Either way, he's been out of the rotation for them. The over-under is 9, and Lester isn't the John Lester of old. Plutko is in a spot start. I'm going with the over 9. I think Chicago's bats are ready. Plutko wasn't ready for the start. Lester doesn't scare you. Chicago's bullpen still stinks. Give me the over.
Well, let me
BBD,
see.
so much pressure on you
Let
right
me
now.
see what
I can't
John
imagine.
Lester did. I suppose if Jim's listening, he can just hit the soundbite if he wants to say whether or not he agrees. But I'm assuming he'll leave it to me.
No.
So Lester on the season, I don't think has been great, but he hasn't been.
He's been
awful.
solid, but like
His 2 starts have been good.
he's been getting
He
outs.
hasn't faced.
What are his strikeouts per?
Let's see.
What is it, like 10 innings, 1 strikeout?
He 11 innings, 5 Ks.
Okay.
The first start, he had 5 innings, 1 strikeout. The second game was more Lester-y.
Lestery.
6 innings, 4 Ks, 4 hits, only 1 homer.
So it was
the Indians' offense has been pretty good lately. The Cubs are a good team, but they're rusty. I don't know how Plutko's been. I guess I can look that up too, right?
He's been okay.
He's like their whole rotation's been. Yeah. Their whole pitching staff has been pretty solid, I think, other than Brad Hand had the blown saves.
Follow your heart.
I think,
Plutko
for the sake of being different, since you guys have agreed a lot
wow.
lately, I will go with not the over, because it's just to agree or disagree. Jakey, mistakey.
Yeah, okay.
Button.
Going with the under 9.
So we will say the
Interested
under.
to see Jomboy's opinion on that in a second.
I like what Lester's done lately. He's been making it work. The bats might need a day to get ready.
Yeah.
Plutko is better than
he's been pitching well. His stuff's improved.
I think.
I like it. I think it's an okay bet. Wow. Big day.
I don't usually go unders, but
big day at Jomboy Media. Big baby David. Good stuff. Congratulations on the JJR mic.
Wow.
Wow. Zach producing. 10 of 10.
Thank you.
Capybara. Such a snag.
Oh, yeah.
Proud of you. Thanks, everyone, for listening. We have so much coming out on the network today. If you haven't seen the Rob Lowe thing, talking Yanks, talking baseball, last from past, literally everything. Tweeted Jomboy. We saw McDougal looks to be in good spirits. Thank you. I just saw him. I looked him in the eyes. He looks beautiful, and he's going to fix the door right now. So thanks for listening. We'll catch you guys tomorrow or later on everything else we're doing.
We agree or disagree with him?
We disagreed.
Tough. Thanks, guys. Beep, 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 beep,